The champ is here!
It's just a man! Give me a hell yeah! What the Rock is cooking?
To be the man, you have to be the man. Big Papa Pump, and you hooked up. Holla! And the air!
Woo, woo, woo!
Cup of coffee in the big time.
It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. Famcast Media proudly brings you the latest edition of Working the Marks. And folks, click that share button because sharing is caring here on Facebook Live via StreamYard, also on Instagram Live, and of course, all of our social media platforms that you all follow. And if you're not doing that, what the fuck are you waiting for? Just do it tonight here on Working the Marks. And joining me, folks, he is New Jersey's premier wrestling analyst and the god and goat of Working the Marks, without question, Mr. Patty Reekin in the house, rocking a brand new Yankees away jersey from Nike, looking great for our 61 first place New York Yankees. And of course, also joining us, he is Pennsylvania's premier wrestling analyst and a lover of fat girls everywhere, folks. Macho.
Acknowledge me.
A lover of all women.
Todas las mujeres, papi, todas las mujeres. A mí no me importa. Todas las mujeres.
Some larger
Todo
than
es
others.
todo.
Some other
Yo me como. Todo es todo.
What's that?
Todo es todo.
Wow, Toto. Wow, unbelievable, folks. And again, click that share button here. I am New Jersey's premier journalist, and of course, with this nice little Hans Gruber beard, the most handsome face that runs the place. It's Fernando Uribe, folks, here. The Triangle of Terror in wrestling commentary here comes you live here on Working the Marks. Guys, what's going on? Happy Wednesday.
I like to think of us more as the Three's Company of professional wrestling, you know?
As long as I get to be Suzanne Summers.
I mean, I'm more, I feel like I'm more of a Larry, but you're a little bit more of a Jack Tripper.
No,
So maybe we could sub out one of the chicks, you know? I don't want to be
Yeah,
Joyce
I got
DeWitt. Do you want to
I
be
got
Joyce DeWitt, Fernando?
I don't know about Joyce. I mean, she got more hair than me, maybe. I don't know. But, guys, happy WrestleMania week. It is
Oh, yeah.
40th. WrestleMania emanates live from the shithole of North America, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. This Saturday. Actually, it's WrestleMania week, so we got NXT stand delivered during the day. We got the Hall of Fame. Should have been a bigger class this year, but that's just my pet peeve. We have obviously 2 nights of WrestleMania. We have Monday Night Raw from the Wells Fargo Center. Folks, if there's ever a time to pump money into that shithole economy in Philadelphia, it's this week here. But before we even get to WrestleMania, let's get to some big news this week. And folks, unless you're living under a rock, a virgin, or an AEW fan, maybe all three really maybe apply. Who knows?
Wow. Well, they love pro wrestling. That's a pro wrestling company.
AEW, where we wrestle and break our legs and 9 months. In any event, Ariel Helwani, who I would argue is one of the best sports interviewers of any genre. Forget about MMA. I think Ariel Helwani is an amazing guy. I'm really jealous.
That guy made me spend $55. Just to
I mean, I'm jealous of his hairline. He's got like a beautiful skull and just.
No, I was jealous of his Bret Hart doll, so I went and bought that.
Oh my god, yeah. His collectibles. Listen, any collectible fan had to be ejaculating watching that video this week. But an hour and 50 minutes, guys, with Bill Brooks, aka CM Punk, and I'll tell you, man, an interview that a lot of people didn't expect to ever see again, especially in the last 5 years, if you ever thought that. But Ariel Helwani, again, next to like Van Vliet, I would argue when it comes to this genre is probably one of the better interviewers out there. And that's a lot because, again, there's a lot of people that do pro wrestling podcasts and everything. But I'm really curious. I mean, I'll sort of start off here in terms of what stood out for me. I'm just looking at my notes. You could tell, I think, Punk was interested in kind of just being as transparent as possible. He looked a little more humble, I think, than in recent years. I think he understands that the great opportunity he got with getting fired from AEW and then subsequently, like literally, in the span of, I guess, a certain amount of time right before Survivor Series, Nick Khan and him and Paul Levesque talking on Zoom and FaceTime and just trying to get that deal done. And you could hear how grateful he is. Yeah. And that's interesting because we have a lot of ungrateful people in the wrestling business. More on that later. But he sounded really grateful. And that stood out for me during the interview. And I think that, listen, short of not being able to talk about what happened at Brawl Out and the NDA that he was forced to sign along with everybody else, I thought he was very refreshing. I think he was very transparent about the Jack Perry nonsense. I think he also talked about how he feels and, really, I think also grateful to the WWE for kind of protecting him from himself. I think if it was up to him, he would have been fighting this weekend against Seth Rollins. And we would have a very different WrestleMania card, clearly. But I think a great interview overall. I think Ariel Helwani hit on a lot of great points. And I'm sure Pat's going to mention this in a moment. But I've really loved not the backlash, but the reaction by other pro wrestling podcasters like Eric Bischoff. Certainly Meltzer and Alvarez at the Wrestling Observer had their own 2 cents about what was said. Certainly Disco and Conan. I have not yet seen Jim Cornette opine on this. I'm sure everyone's waiting for Jim Cornette to opine on it. But I thought it was a solid interview. Again, it's a testament to Helwani and how professional he is. I think he asked really good questions. Doesn't sandbag people. And he's been doing this for years. MMA, some WWE. I think one of the better pro wrestling shoot interviews in quite a long time, guys.
Yeah, I think so, 100%. I mean, look, it's CM Punk, man. Whenever CM Punk talks, you're going to get honesty. Some people might not like it. Some people do like it. You know what I'm saying? But I think at the end of the day, we got some honesty. We got some clarity on this situation that unfortunately we didn't get from Tony Khan. It seems like there's a lot of things they're not getting from Tony Khan and AEW based on what CM Punk said. And then, other people like Cody Rhodes have spoken their piece as well today. But, man, I thought it was really refreshing. I thought it was incredibly revealing. And the thing that really jumped out to me the most was I fucking told y'all. I've been coming on this show. I was on some other show, some fucking round table with some fucking Jay Brones over there that couldn't do anything other than complain. They didn't want to hear me out. You know what they told me? You sound like Dan Lambert. You sound bitter. You sound like you hate AEW. Nah, man. I saw AEW exactly for what it was. It was a company that was basically run by a dude who's the real life Richie Rich, who's going out there and who's playing with his action figures on live TV. That's what he's doing. That's his fantasy.
Pat, real quick though, I think the only difference I would argue about, I think Cody's still taking the high road, and he's going to do that. I think.
Yeah, that's fine.
Cody
Switzerland. I think we all know that by now.
I don't think so.
It'd be great to see Cody kind of to shoot a little bit like Punk did in the interview, but I just think that
he did. He did. Did you watch the whole Cody interview?
I didn't check out all of it. I saw that he said
he talked about Brandy. He got pretty emotional.
Okay.
He said that there are people that have used her as a scapegoat, and he's still pissed off about it. And he got like all welled up like he does during his promos. And he asked Helwani to forgive him for like getting emotional and stuff. You could tell that I'm gonna be Switzerland right now, but if you guys push this too far, I'm gonna let it all out. So something happened with Brandy.
He's talking about Brandy?
Yeah.
Brandy.
His wife.
She's a fine girl. What a good wife she would be.
Real fine. Real fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Her smile can steal a sailor from the sea.
Oh my God. I love it.
No, Macho,
still my favorite AEW promo that's ever been cut was hers.
I didn't catch that part, but I think that it would be great to see Cody get to the level of transparency that Punk got. Again, I'm not saying that either or was better or worse.
It's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. Nah, he's Hulk Hogan, bro. That's what he is. He's Hulk Hogan in the 80s. He's drink your vitamins or eat your vitamins, drink your milk. That's who he is right now.
He's a white meat baby face, but that's just not the way he is. Plus, you got to look at it like this. His experience with the Elite is different than Punk's. You know? He was friends with those guys. They started up that company together. That was a project that they all went in on together, no pun intended.
Yeah.
With Punk, he was hired by this fucking guy.
Yeah.
He was hired by this fucking guy. He was hired to be a talent, so he really had no skin in the game, and that's why he was always like, "Well, if that's how you want to run your company, that's on you."
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So, I
Exactly
mean,
right.
it's totally different, you know.
No, you're right. I at some point it'd be great to see Cody maybe just loosen the belt buckle, as they say, and just go out and just let it out. But
I don't expect it.
Maybe,
well, we've seen how tight-lipped he's going to be because his promos have been ass. They've been ass. So like, I mean, I think right now probably the worst promo in the main event scene is Seth Rollins, and Cody Rhodes' promos over the past couple weeks, or I should say before that, have been on par with that. The best thing WWE has done to salvage this Cody Rhodes story going into WrestleMania was not having him touch a microphone for 2 weeks. Just get his ass kicked. Get the sympathy rolling, because he has become so boring.
I don't know, man. I disagree. I think he's been doing exactly what he needs to do. I think Rock, obviously. I mean, how the fuck do you compete with that? I mean, nobody competes with that. You just exist with it. Yeah, but did he really? You know what I'm saying? Like, Punk did his part. He did what he had to do. You know, and in fairness, Punk's a better talker. Punk's the best talker of his fucking generation. You know, it's a different scenario.
But see, so is Cody is on par with Punk. We've seen him do that in the indie.
I wouldn't say that Cody is the worst #1 contender for a title in pro wrestling, because I think that's really more Swerve Strickland. You know, if I had to pick somebody, I would say Swerve Strickland is probably a worse #1 contender right now than Cody Rhodes is.
That's because Tony Khan's pulling a Wardlow with him. Yeah. That's what he's doing. He needs
to get rid of Nana. He needs to change up the shtick. Something needs to change there, man. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know you were a Buffalo Bills fan. What is that? You Buffalo Bills fan? Is that mug?
No, that's my Republican Party elephant mug.
Oh,
Republican Party.
It looks like that reminds me of my dick.
The fuck?
But anyways, so yeah, so I gotta say it.
Diablo, papi.
But
es una verga que tiene ahí.
I don't know. I just like, why are you so down on Cody for it? Please enlighten us, Much, because I know this hasn't really. I'm surprised. You're surprised. I think we're all surprised. Listen,
again, Mach, I love you, but it's rich of you that is such a devoted Sting fan to talk about anyone's promo skills when Cody's better than Sting ever was on the microphone. I'm sorry. It's true. It's true.
You don't even believe that. You don't even believe that.
Of course I do.
That free agent promo in 1996, yes, that fucking promo was amazing.
One
That's right.
on WCW. That's it.
That's right. But was it on national television?
Yeah, it was
because since Cody's been on TV, he hasn't cut a great promo.
Well, I'll say this again. I'm not the biggest Cody supporter, but I have to be intellectually honest here.
Why? He's Cuban. He's got the whole American flag.
Yeah, right.
I thought you'd be all over that.
No, listen, that's right. Be that far from me to not want to put over a fellow Cuban, but we gotta. But Mach, I love you to death, but we gotta be a little intellectually honest here, and let's be a little philosophically consistent. You can't kill someone like Cody about promo work when, again, your favorite wrestler, other than one time after War Games, which as a matter of fact, I just watched Fall Brawl War Games 96 this week. After that War Games, and after, feeling betrayed by WCW. Other than that, before that, when he was champion after beating Flair, when he was, Sting wasn't a good promo at all.
He wasn't there to be a promo. He was there to be their version of the Ultimate Warrior. He was just bigger than the Warrior. Cody Rhodes is supposed to be the guy.
All right. So here's the question right here. Okay, here's the question.
Hold on. Let's get away with that. I can't.
No. Wait, I got something interesting here for you, Fern. You're a big Bret Hart fan. We're all big Bret Hart fans here.
Not
right?
a big
Fuck yeah, we are. So I just bought his wrestling buddy.
Some more than others here, right? Some more than others, right?
Some can't Rushmore.
Some can't lose in Montreal. Some can't lose in Canada. In this chat, in this chat, you hear me? In this fucking show. But would you say that Bret is a better promo than Sting, or Sting's a better promo than Bret?
I'm gonna say Sting is a better promo than Bret.
Wow.
Okay, I would say Sting's a
better. I don't know.
Well, okay, but that's like saying, well, what do you want, chlamydia or herpes? I don't. You're not giving me much clues. Like, I'm going to urgent care. I'm going to urgent care, and the doctor says, "Well, what do you have? What do I say? Chlamydia or herpes?" I mean, it's not really.
I don't think that liking a Brett or a Sting promo is like getting herpes or chlamydia.
No, but you're asking
I think it's a lot worse.
You're asking me to pick between two guys that were mediocre on the microphone. Like, that's not fair. And I love Bret Hart.
Shout out to the talent Tyler Taylor for that comment. Oh my God.
Listen. All I'm saying is Cody's promos recently, they've been the same exact thing every single week. He goes out there, he tells you he needs to finish a story, he drops some tears, he's just like, ay bendito, se me cago. And he's just like,
Macho, in fairness, and be it far from me to ever defend this guy because I can't stand him. But the whole 3 months before, right after winning the Rumble in 2013, what were we hearing from Cena going up against his rematch against The Rock? Did anybody complain about that?
Are you comparing John Cena, one of the greatest of all time, possibly the greatest of all time?
Well, he is.
Cena's a better talker than
greatest of all time. Is right here, according to John Cena, right here.
No, that's fine.
That's a chair with a T-shirt on it.
There you go.
We're talking about human beings.
I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree. Roman might be the greatest of all time. I'm not going to disagree. All I'm saying is that
the same redemption. It's the same redemption concept. So
I'm saying is that I'm waiting for that savage Cody Rhodes to come out, and he hasn't done it.
But he doesn't need to do that right now.
But to me, he's not captivating. To me, it's like when I watch it, like he was captivating during the Helwani interview. I was like, this Cody I want to see on television.
Do you think we need to see a darker side of Cody? Do you think he needs to kind of like go there, get grimy, get gritty, like the way The Rock did? Is that what you want to see?
Yeah.
I think he needs to go darker. Let's see Stardust, bro. Let's see Stardust just attack The Rock. You know what I'm saying? Why
Stardust
not?
is the best version of Cody Rhodes. I don't understand why.
Yo, stop. Dashing Cody Rhodes is the fucking shit. I don't want to hear it. Yeah.
Oh, you got dashing. Okay.
But
I like it.
I think any redemption storyline.
Yeah.
Any redemption story centric plot.
Yeah.
We've seen it play out over the years, and I'm not saying it's a blueprint. I'm not saying that Cody's better than what Cena did in 2013. What I'm saying is I think that those type of redemption storylines at some point they all revolve around the same premise. You're trying to get this guy to have the crowd feel sorry for them, and there's a sympathy component that you want. Again, for someone like me that hates Cena or hates at least what Cena represented, like that worked. That got the crowd behind Cena up against The Rock going into that awful rematch.
Hold on. Before I ask you my question about Cody Rhodes, you hate what Cena represented? That thing behind you, that real talk, do you hustle to get that done?
What's that? Do I hustle?
Did you have loyalty?
Yes.
Are you loyal to your constituents?
I'm not elected, but if I was, I'd be loyal to them. Yeah.
But are you loyal to your followers?
As much as I can be.
And yeah, you don't respect women or black people, but you respect Nah, I'm just kidding.
Hey, I'm Afro-Cuban. What are you talking about? Come on.
Mira, I love it. Latinos Unidos. But let me ask you a question, and I'm be serious. I'm gonna be serious about this Cody Rhodes thing, and then I'm gonna let it go on from here so we can go back to the Helwani interview. When you think back to WrestleMania 39, out of Roman versus Cody in their exchange, what promo do you remember? Because the promo I remember was Roman asking him if he's ever wrestled for this title or if he's ever even competed for the other title. The promo where he tells him, your dad talked about me all the time. And you want to know what he said about you? Nothing. That's the promo I remember from that feud. This year,
yes,
all the promos we remember are cut by The Rock. What memorable promo in 2 years has Cody Rhodes cut that has set him up here? We can name about 5 because in the past 5 weeks, Drew McIntyre's cut 5 memorable promos.
Well, I would argue that when they first started the storyline, obviously referencing, Heyman, and you saw Heyman sort of break kayfabe and get a little emotional during that moment, right? I think last year, I think that was a good example. I think that what they did with Cody last summer in the David and Goliath scenario with him and Lesnar, I thought that was good work. Again, I'm not saying this is Emmy Award winning monologues.
Listen, you're not Donald Trump trying to defend January 6th. I asked you a simple question. Answer my fucking question. What memorable promo did Cody Rhodes cut?
I just told you last year. I think it was going into his match with Roman. I thought it was fine. Again, I don't know what you want me to say about.
I know. We can agree to disagree. Wrestling's opinionated, bro.
All right. So hold on a sec. I want to get a hot tag here real quick. I'm just saying.
Okay.
This is
go on one here.
This is what I'm looking for right here. Okay.
All right.
I think that yes, Cody's promos leading up to this WrestleMania have been a little underwhelming, right?
Yeah.
You got to think this Friday, the go-home show to WrestleMania, they're going to go fucking crazy. They're going to do some memorable shit. Cody's going to look unhinged. Some shit's got to happen. We got to add that toughness. But here's another thing I think we need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
This entire bloodline storyline has been people interfering on behalf of Roman Reigns to help him keep the title.
Yes.
He's wronged a lot of people along the way.
Yes.
And WWE, in all the years that I've been watching, whenever they show stuff on screen, there's a reason why.
Yeah.
What did we see that night that The Rock, which that shit was straight out of a motherfucking movie, The Rock beating the shit out of Cody Rhodes in the rain? Like, dude, that was amazing. Like that was like straight up like some Steven Seagal action.
That was like Neo and Agent Smith in the Revolutions, like fighting in the rain. Yeah, it
was amazing. It was amazing. Okay. And what did we see in the background? Who did we see in the background?
Oh my god!
What? That's who we saw.
When did Roman wrong Austin?
No, it's not about Austin.
It's not a matter of that.
I think Austin and Rock with that history.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. And not only Austin and Rock, Cena and Rock. And Cena has history with Roman. And Cena has history with the Bloodline. Has John Cena been announced to do anything at WrestleMania? No, right? John Cena has this time open. You think John Cena's not going to be at WrestleMania? You think John Cena's not going to be there?
Now, in terms of Undertaker, that's also been rumored. I don't know.
I don't think the Undertaker doesn't need to be a part of this. The Undertaker's got his own thing. That's it. If you're going to bring Undertaker back, at this point, it's either to wrestle Sting. And by the way, I just want to say something. I think it's an absolute disgrace that The Rock, Triple H, whoever it is that decides who goes into the Hall of Fame, hasn't decided to induct Jeff Farmer, the fake Sting, the NWO Sting this year, because I think he deserves his last match. Okay? So I just want to get that out of the way. I say NWO Sting deserves to go in the Hall of Fame. All right? Because he was responsible for the success too.
A good class.
Renegade should be inducted too.
Good class, but it should have been a larger class this year. But I mean, all right,
Berlin, I like that.
I think Berlin should be in the Hall of Fame. The Goon, Mantar, Glacier. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, absolutely.
High Energy. Fuck it. Let's put High Energy in the fuck. Oh well, High Energy's already in there. I think. Are they?
No,
it's not in there.
Ice Train.
Tragically, Coco Beware is in the Hall of Fame, but no, not together.
Well, no. What was it? WCW. Oh man, stop that.
What the fuck?
You always hated Coco. You always hated Coco.
What is it like about Buckwheat?
He's one of the.
Sure used to call him. Buckwheat.
Bro, he's one of the most memorable characters in the '80s. He really is.
Yeah, bro. What do you mean?
He really is, dude.
Well, as Jesse Ventura would say on Saturday's Main Event, what was memorable about Buckwheat? Really, what was memorable? Other than just sitting down,
a fucking lot.
Jesse the Body.
I mean. Just
Fernando, I want you to get those reps in. We're gonna get the reps in at the gym. I want you to throw I want you to throw a combination. I want you to throw a jab and a cross, a jab, a cross, and a kick, a forward kick.
I like it.
But Pat, you're right.
Cody has been lackluster. In fairness, okay, he's got some good promos. Cody's one of the best promos in the business right now. Let's not front, but Here's what I think is the major issue. You know who I think should be the guy that should beat Roman Reigns? CM Punk. CM Punk is the only guy that can go toe-to-toe with Roman Reigns in terms of promo skills. Same thing with Paul Heyman, right? The Paul Heyman factor makes it more interesting.
Yes.
And not only that, but he's going to produce the same amount of merchandise, the same amount of fucking tickets sold. CM Punk's a big fucking draw. He is.
Yes.
He's a big fucking draw. He is.
And it's the best way to make Roman a face because remember, Roman said this before Punk came back. He said, yeah, he did a little interview a while back and he made my job harder for a couple of years. What a great fucking way to get them into it. I love that. Yeah, and that was my biggest issue. That's what I said to Tyler too. I was like, Cody's the man right now until Punk's healthy again.
Yeah, but here's the thing too. Punk's not gonna do what Cody's gonna do. Cody's gonna do that John Cena papel. You know, he's gonna be that guy that's gonna be going out there, going to the charities, taking the pictures with the Cyclopses, the whole nine. He's gonna do all that shit, man. Trust and believe he's gonna do what?
No, just the
this motherfucker says Cyclopses. What the
whatever. Anyway, fucking 3 people watch this show. Whatever.
But the problem is that Patrick's gone way too many times to the Meadowlands Fair, and those interesting little shows that they have with a certain type of people. It's Patrick and I have been to one too many Meadowlands Fairs over the years, so
I get it. I've gone to the Renaissance Fair here in fucking Pennsylvania, bro. Some of those guys are freaks too.
No, I don't know.
Cody's gonna do
walking around hitting on you with they got no fucking teeth in there trying to eat a turkey leg. I don't know what the hell's going on.
Look. But here's the thing. They both could work different angles, right?
Yeah.
They could work different angles, and Cody's not gonna do Punk's not gonna do what Cody does. That's it.
Yeah.
Period. That's just what it is.
But see, here's
Cody's John Cena.
But here's what I was gonna say. CM Punk is CM Punk. He is no longer like a comparison to another superstar. Like when I read Becky Lynch's book, she's compared in the entire book. She said that everyone from Triple H to all the backstage people said she was the female Steve Austin. That's why they made the man the way it was. And it's very true. We can't disagree with it. CM Punk is his own name etched in wrestling history.
I understand what you mean, and I do appreciate that. But when I say that he's not, Cody Rhodes is not him, and Cody Rhodes is more like John Cena in the sense of the stuff that the outreach stuff that he's willing to do for the company.
Yeah.
That maybe CM Punk might not do because CM Punk at this point is 45. Cody ain't 45,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna get a lot more years out of him.
37, yeah. He's like
Cody's younger. Cody's younger. You're gonna get a lot more years out of him in that sense. You know what I mean?
Pat, to your point, I think that's a great theory about what Punk represents. And again, there's still a plethora of opponents that you can match up with Roman after Sunday.
Yeah.
After he retains the championship, you still have Orton. You still have AJ.
Who said he's retaining the title?
Well, more on that later in the preview. Yeah, but I would argue that if you're going to have these programs for the title, I mean, again, Orton to AJ to Punk when he's healthy, again, not a bad list of guys to work with that you can still do that as you elongate the streak to get to Friday, September 13th. On SmackDown.
Acknowledge me.
When he breaks the record.
If we'll get to the predictions.
If he breaks the record.
Okay. We'll see. But back to the Helwani interview, because I know we kind of went off on a spin here. Mach, your takeaways from the Helwani interview.
I think people need to grow the fuck up. That's what I think it is.
Facts.
I made this reference to Pat the other day or earlier today. I was the butcher for 21 years, bro. For 21 years, I had a knife in my hand and I cut. That's what I did. And
he cut the meat while you beat your meat. All right.
That's right.
About that one.
And one day I went to my boss and I was like, yo, I want to raise. I'm producing more than everybody else here. And he was like, I'm sorry, you're capped out. So I was like, all right, I can't get paid here no more. I'm going to go to a different company. I went to Pepsi. Yo, my first week at Pepsi, I worked 72 hours. It was hell. It was awful. Guess what I wound up doing, Uribe? I went back to cutting meat. because the grass wasn't greener on the other side. That's what Americans do. That's what we do. Blue collar workers. You go somewhere you think is better than the last place you worked at. It sucks over there. So you go back to your original job. That's all CM Punk did. He was in WWE. He made it to the top. He was like, yo, I need to main event WrestleMania. They were like, sorry, we don't have that spot. All right, fuck you. I'm leaving. You know, plus whatever happened with his back and everything like that. He left. He went to AEW.
How ironic that it was Pepsi that you went to work for and it stuck, huh?
Yeah,
and
right.
We're talking about CM Punk, huh?
That's right. That's right. But so he goes over to AEW and he's like, oh, I like it better over here. It's less structure. It's less this. And then all of a sudden, he's met with these fucking mongoloids, right? That pretend that they're like the rockers of the 80s when they're not even as good as the hardcore Holly version of the rockers. And then he's like, you know what? This place sucks. So he goes back to WWE. And guess what happened, Uribe? They change certain things backstage, which is what companies do when they lose a great talent. They change things backstage. They probably pay a little bit better. All of a sudden, he can be like, man, the grass wasn't greener over there. I should have stayed here, right where I should have been. That's what he said to Randy Orton when they dissected their WrestleMania match together on YouTube. That's what he said to Helwani. Like, this is where he should be. You know what I mean? Stay away from mongoloids. Well, only Jersey people know what that means.
Don't go to the Meadowlands Fair on dollar night.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. It was just a disgruntled worker that decided to try something else out.
Thank you for the view, RP. Thank you for the view.
That was it. That's all it was. So he comes back and people are hating on him for it. Like, you've never done that before. Most of these fucking idiots that watch wrestling anyway, they probably went from McDonald's to Burger King back to McDonald's because that's the only fucking job they could get. You're about to sit here, like, I don't know. It's just people being stupid.
No, dude. It's the very tribal side of the AEW fan base. Like, the AEW hardcores, the people that don't understand that, like, yo, folks, it's a work.
There's 7 of them in the audience.
It's a work. It's a work. You know, but see, they got a lot of the reporters that are marks too, which Punk touched on as well. Yeah. You know, Punk made a really, really great quote there. I'm sure, Fernando, you got that quote somewhere. You know, some people say it's the greatest quote that some people's ever made about Tony Khan. You know, I know Tony Khan, great guy, wonderful guy. No, but I don't know why I went there with that. But
ironically, think about this. Within the span of 48 hours, you know, after he talks about a lack of structure, it's not a business that's serious. What happens? Tony Khan, who always lets contracts expire, he never releases people. So in 48 hours, he releases. Again, I'm not saying that these are make or break talents, but he's shaving payroll. And then tonight on Dynamite, he sends Adam Copeland out there to literally cut a promo saying, "This is the best locker room I've ever been a part of. This is AEW where we wrestle. Where the best,
where the big boys play."
The motherfucker that was a part. Listen, we know that that's bullshit because he was a part of the SmackDown 6.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't know because you think you know him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We think we know him. Yep, that's right. This is the diary of Adam Copeland. Yeah.
But in the last 48 hours, look at how impactful Punk's words were on that interview. Because again, you never ever read Khan ever releasing people. But look at shaving that payroll in the last 24 hours. And again, if you go back, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys watched it right before we went on the air, but go back on YouTube or X and watch it. Copeland looked so, and listen, he's being a good soldier. He's getting paid whatever it is, $2-3 million. Cool. Go out there to where the hard camera is empty. Go talk about, hey, this is AEW. We're the best wrestle. This is why Okada came here, why Mercedes came here. And he listed all these people. He's like, oh, this is why these people came to AEW. I'm like, I get it. You're being a good soldier. Your employer's paying you every direct deposit every 2 weeks. Okay, but how ironic that after that Punk segment, all this happens. I just thought it was rich, and especially for the AEW marks to get tribal about Punk, because if you're being intellectually honest, as Pat said right from the onset, there hasn't been any structure. There hasn't been any structure. Oh, where the Jungle Boys play. That's amazing.
I don't think he said a single thing that was wrong.
A CEO is a legit boss.
There you go.
Yeah. He didn't say a single thing that was wrong. He even gave us a peek behind the curtain by telling us there was no NDA about Wembley. He told us what happened. You know what I mean? Ariel Helwani, do you think he wants to get sued? Do you think Ariel Helwani wants to get sued? No. So why do you think he made that joke about Tony Khan where he's feared for his life?
Yeah, I was about to say that was a great little jab.
Because that's some pendejo, bro.
I thought that was amazing. And honestly, man, like it's been I think anybody who has been in the business, who knows a little bit about the business, even if you're a mark and you watch it and you know you might see a shoot interview, you might read a book, and at the end of the day you understand that it's a work and you don't make it all super fucking emotional. You could see that Tony Khan was a money mark. He was a dude who had a lot of money that paid the boys to hang out with him. And here's the thing too, man. Like the boys, they're predatory, man. They're gonna go after fucking money. They're gonna go after opportunity. Like, that's what the business is about. Unfortunately, that's just
Eric
what it is.
Bischoff has been saying that shit since the '80s. Dave Meltzer gets his way. He gets a lot. He's friends with the boys, right?
Yes, but he was a resource to the boys at one point. He used to help guys connect with other promoters in other territories, stuff like that. So he was a resource. You know, he was very useful to the boys in the '90s and shit like that.
He was a resource. The problem is that well is run dry because the influence he has shows why AEW booking is garbage.
But it's bro, like he's being advantageous just like anybody else who's in tight with him and is milking him. Let's be honest. Be honest. That's really what it is. These people all get tight with him. They milk him. They blow smoke up his ass. They tell him his ideas are the greatest, and they just want to book their crap. What they're doing is they're trying to take that niche fucking indie stuff. And look, that indie stuff is great because without that indie stuff, you wouldn't have a lot of guys. You wouldn't. It plays a part in getting guys to where they need to go, but eventually you learn how to fucking wrestle, man. You learn how to understand how to work a fucking crowd, and you understand how much selling means. You understand that less is fucking more. You know what I'm saying? Don't take it from me. Look at the fucking legends. Look at the all-time greats in the business. Ric Flair, Shawn Michaels, Bret the Hitman Hart, Mr. Perfect, Scott Hall, Sting. You know what I'm saying? All these guys, they're all great wrestlers. You watch them, you learn that shit straight away from them, from watching their matches, man. But again, it's this, you know, playing to your fucking crowd, playing to the people that you think are gonna draw in the long run. But that's the thing, man. It doesn't appeal to a broader audience. It doesn't, man. Making those high spots count, that appeals to it. You know, take a guy like Ricochet, for example.
Yes, that's where I was trying to go next.
Ricochet. Look at Ricochet. This dude can do any fucking super ultra indie move you could fucking think of. You could fucking draw up. He could fucking do it, and he can execute it perfectly.
Yes.
But he doesn't. He doesn't do it every single fucking match. Yeah, he does high spots. Yeah, he does cool shit. He's fucking awesome. But he does it in a way where at the end of the fucking match, you're looking at it and you go, oh shit, that made sense. That was dope. I mean, and it gets that emotional response for you. And that's what matters more than the fucking this is awesome chant.
And to your point, that's why you look at him as a presentation so much better than you do an Ospreay. Listen, when Ospreay fought Takeshita at the last pay-per-view, that was like high spot after high spot after high spot, kicking out of one after a destroyer, kicking out at one after.
But see, here's the thing, though, Fern. That's a good match, though. That's a good match if you're having that match in Japan. That's a good match if you're having it at a fucking bingo hall. You know what I'm saying? But to put that on fucking pay-per-view, man, not everybody's going to get that stuff except that small crowd, you know?
And mind you, in 2 weeks when he fights Bryan Danielson, I mean, again, Danielson's probably not going to go the route of Takeshita, but I mean, that match is going to be a high spot fest as well for different reasons.
No, it's not.
No?
No, because when Will Ospreay wrestled Zack Sabre Jr., it wasn't a spot fest.
Okay.
They worked each other's style. They did what they had to do. Brian's not going to be able to do that shit.
No, I agree.
He's gonna break his body down. He's gonna technically wear him down to the breaking point.
No, you're right. No, you're right about that. But again, Ospreay can't help himself.
Tomorrow morning, he just wants to wake up with this.
But Ospreay can't help himself, and you know that audience he doesn't want to disappoint Tony.
I disagree. I think Ospreay does what he has to do because it's kind of like CM Punk said it best about MJF. MJF is amazing until he had to do that, cater to that fan base, right? That's what he said. That's kind of what Ospreay does. I think Ospreay might be the best wrestler on the planet, but he knows right now what's getting him over is the fact that he has to do these high spots.
But in what regard is he the best wrestler on the planet?
Because regard? I think he could do everything. I think
everything. How? What everything? What do you mean?
He can technically wrestle. Like he can wrestle, just break it down on the mat. He can do high flying. He can brawl.
Okay.
He can do all of that stuff. He can tell you a story in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can present to you an entire story bell to bell. I think he does it better than probably everybody but Roman Reigns.
You know what's the biggest thing you just left out though? Can he fucking sell?
Yeah, we don't know if he can sell because he hasn't been asked to do that.
But he should know how to do that. If he was trained correctly, he should know how to fucking do that. The problem is that he doesn't understand that he's working on American TV. He's trying to play up to like what that product is about. And the thing is that the people that stand out the most are the ones that don't work that AEW fucking indie style.
Yes.
They're the ones who fucking work the more conventional pro wrestling, emotion-based fucking style. Look at Cody Rhodes. Look at CM Punk. Look at Jacob Maxwell Friedman. That guy. Look at all these guys, bro. Look at all of them. All those guys work that old school style, and they get the best reactions, man.
Look
at Danielson too.
Patrick, by the way, you'll appreciate this. Tony Khan tweeting earlier today, AEW : where the best wrestle, #AEW Dynamite. A certain political commentator responded, "The best what? ? You are an indie show on your best day. Syphilis has a larger fan base than you do. What exactly is the best?" From our dear former promoter, Carmine Sabia.
Shout out
here's
to
a better tweet that was just said about the
Thanks for the booking,
promo.
Carmine. Thanks for the booking. Thanks for the booking when I was blackballed, Carmine. Thank you.
Oh, dang.
All them years ago, me and my cousin.
Here's a better tweet that I'll read to you about the Adam Copeland promo. Stop responding to CM Punk on your goddamn programming. It does nothing to help you. You can have Adam Copeland give 1 million leave AEW speeches alone, and it still won't net a positive. Is that not true?
Correct.
I think it's past it already, man. I think the people that want to watch it are watching it. It's like the presidency, man. It's like the people that are going to vote for Trump are going to vote for Trump. The people that are going to vote for Biden are going to vote for Biden.
Exactly.
The undecideds are the ones that are going to make the fucking difference either way. But with AEW, I don't think there's any more undecideds. I think everybody knows what side of the aisle they're fucking on as far as WWE and AEW are concerned.
Listen, and also, too, like, it's an audience that only can – I mean, listen, I hate to disappoint – the talent Tyler Taylor out there and the other AEW fans. But again, can
you just say that again? What's his name again?
Talent Tyler Taylor. Sorry.
The talent Tyler Taylor.
Yeah.
Say that 5 times fast.
The talent Tyler Taylor.
You know?
That should be a drinking game.
Like that's what it is. He's like one of the 1,000 AEW fans.
Okay, and we're approaching 5 years this fall where AEW's been on the air. And what we've learned consistently is that it's a niche product on a handful. I can count them on one hand. Okay. And it's funny about one hand, how that's kind of apropos for AEW fans. More on that later.
Why you got to show us that hand? Like, aren't you right? Don't be showing me that hand. Don't show me your worker hand.
So this is the thing. On one hand, you can count the amount of times they've cracked 1 million. And the problem is that niche product, put it this way. And I even said this to a few people last Friday. Think about last Friday where there wasn't any bloodline whatsoever per se. There wasn't any Roman. There wasn't any Rock per se. And that was still a great book show with that segment with AJ and LA Knight. And you get the tag elimination matches. Think about that. And that still did 2 million people. Where you could have Tony Khan bring out Okada, bring out Ospreay, bring out Kenny Omega.
But nobody knows who the fuck those guys are outside of wrestling fans. That's the problem.
It's a niche product.
It's exactly the fucking
It's a niche
point.
product, and that's what it's peaked at. It's never going to surpass. And again, Don't blame the NBA with the playoffs coming around.
Taylor Swift.
Don't blame baseball. Don't blame hockey. Don't blame
It's Joe Biden.
Yeah, maybe.
It's Trump.
Don't blame, whatever it is that's going on in the news cycle. Like that niche audience.
The migrants. They're on TV. They're taking away AEW side.
They should bust some of them to the AEW shows. So the ceiling is 850,000 people.
Listen, you cannot bring in Jimmy Garoppolo to a brand new team and expect him to produce the same way he produced with San Francisco. You just can't do it. Yeah. And I'm making that comparison because Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, is the Jimmy Garoppolo of AEW. Ooh. She went there, and what happened to Jimmy in Las Vegas? They saw, he's a turnover machine. He can't read. He can't do his progressions. It's not happening. We're watching it right now. I can't believe that I might be the only person who watches professional wrestling who is an advocate for women's wrestling, who knows that the worst part about Mercedes Moné is when she touches a fucking microphone.
Terrible.
She needs a manager. The woman has never cut a good promo in her entire career.
Hey, take
she don't know how to treat her fans right either.
Take it easy. Take it easy. Hold on a second.
2016. Hold on. 2016 going into the first ever women's Hell in a Cell. I thought, they were fine. I don't think they were atrocious.
Oh, okay, they were fine.
Her boss promos were good.
Tyler's favorite thing to say. Let's put them over one more time. They weren't bad.
Okay, but when she was in developmental, she cut good promos.
Yeah, what happened?
She was in developmental, she cut good promos, and then when she went on the main roster, she was good too.
I didn't say that. Who the fuck said that?
I don't know.
Tyler, maybe he's making a reference about her being a woman of color. Who knows?
Here's the thing with Mercedes that I'm going to give.
You need to calm down, old ass Sammy Guevara.
I'm gonna say something about Mercedes. Okay, Mercedes is a talented wrestler. Mercedes caught the eye of a lot of very smart people in the business. Okay. And Mercedes was given opportunities because she excelled when she needed to.
She's Snoop Dogg's cousin.
Okay, she could be fucking anybody's cousin. You know what I'm saying? She could be Burt Reynolds' cousin. It don't make a lick of difference. She's still got to get in there and fucking wrestle. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is that if she caught the eye of these people, then she's good enough to be able to perform in this situation. She's good enough to be able to cut a promo. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think that she's got something to work with that maybe can create that right now. But I think she has. I think she has that. I think she has the skill level to be able to do something good when given something good to do. That's all.
But she doesn't. I don't want to sound rude because now I feel like I've done like the Dudley Moore and the Kirk Cameron here with Uribe. But what I'm gonna say is her promos are so fucking incoherent. Like when she talks, I just believe that there's something wrong. She either fumbles or it's like the Suffer and Succotash promo. But every single promo she's cut is the equivalent of when John Cena buried Roman Reigns. Like, remember that Roman? Where he's like, shut up, John.
Yeah, in 2017. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, every single one of her promos. Like, she had this promo with Charlotte Flair that just sticks out of my mind. Where Charlotte's like, you're not even in the conversation. And she's like, I am the conversation. She reminds me of Juliette Lewis. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're terrible. Oh my god. I know where you're going with this too, bro.
Oh my god. Macho's shooting on steroids.
You could have just said no, bro. You could have said no, you know?
Wow.
You're fucking terrible.
Sorry, bro.
But but guys, I digress here. But again, overall, a great Ariel Helwani interview. I think Punk was refreshing. I think Punk was refreshingly honest, and I think that
my sides.
Hopefully, it's not the last time he'll be on the show. And listen, if he heals up correctly, and within a reasonable amount of time, there's no reason why we couldn't expect maybe a good McIntyre Punk feud, maybe going into SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Oh yeah, let's go. Let's get
I
it.
could see that happening in SummerSlam. Real quick before we close this Punk thing, I just wanted to say
Why'd
something.
you do
man.
that, Daniel?
Are you gonna start singing "Fight the Power"? Dude, like,
oh my god,
if
where's
you
the
start-
marching band music?
if you start performing "Fight the Power."
Oh my god.
Man. All right. Anyways, like I was saying, I think that God damn it. I'm sorry. Folks, hey, we got 2 episodes left, all right? So, you know, we're milking it up here. Fernando's the professional, all right?
Oh my god, I'm crying. It's like my impression.
That's why
of
he
Cody Rhodes.
looks like Leon the professional from the movie there. But
shit.
but you know, I
That's a
think one of the
compliment.
things that I took away from listening to Punk was the fact that, you know, indie wrestlers on the East Coast and indie wrestlers on the West Coast are broken in different.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that indie wrestlers on the East Coast are taught a lot more about respect, a lot more about the code of wrestling, you know, a lot of little details, humility, man. A lot of it has to do with humility, man. And again, I don't want to say too much without saying too much, but I just think that those West Coast guys, I don't think that they have that same level of respect, at least not all of them. You know what I'm saying? There are some that do have that. There are some that are broken in like the best way possible. But you also have the ones that don't really adhere to stuff like that. You know, if you go into a building and you know you're going to be in there with a bunch of veterans, man, you shake those hands, man. You know, you do what you have to do. You show that respect. You sit under that learning tree. You be humble, man. And a lot of people don't have that. And that's all I got to say about that.
No, guys, definitely a great interview. And for anyone that hasn't watched it yet, it's an hour 50 and obviously on YouTube with, you know, if you don't have YouTube Premium and you have to deal with the fucking 75,000 ads on it. It's definitely a good watch. It's definitely something that's it's very, I would say, really illuminating in the regard of the way it looks with, you know, presentation. Again, you look at Helwani's studio, the setup, again, whether you're a collectible fan, whether you're a sports fan, like you look at the optics of that studio and it's really appealing. So I think, you know, shout out to Helwani for just that studio there. I don't think he gets enough flowers for that because a lot of people don't do that. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people kind of have like generic studios. And when you do that, I think you're also incorporating yourself to different genres of people that like, you know, collectibles, that like sports, that like MMA, that like pro wrestling. I think that's, again, why Helwani is one of the better ones in business, I would say. Guys, as we alluded to at the beginning of the show, it's WrestleMania week. This Saturday and Sunday, it's 40th WrestleMania. And again, being the elder statesman here on the show, shut up. I remember like yesterday watching on closed circuit TV on Sunday, March 31st. Surprisingly, by the way, at a 4 p.m. Eastern time, start on a Sunday, that first WrestleMania emanating from
Me and Pat used to watch it on my dad's scramble box,
Yeah, Madison Square Garden. At that point, for a lot of years, we used to think that the main event that night, that tag match, was arguably the biggest tag match in WrestleMania history. Obviously, we all know that's being disproven. More on that later. But night one, this Saturday, emanating from the shithole of North America, folks, the home of the Philadelphia Eagles. Unfortunately, a ballpark I go to every year when they face my Dallas Cowboys. Saturday, jam-packed card, as they say. No particular order, guys, but Rey Mysterio will team up with Dragon Lee to take on Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. Very multicultural match here. A lot of moving parts in terms of feuds. We thought we never would revisit Dominic and his dad. That's not the case. I think that this is a great way to elevate Dragon Lee. Certainly, once again, elevating Santos Escobar, a guy who is every bit as good as Andrade, but just better English, as good of a worker. Maybe not as good of a build as Andrade, but 4 solid workers. I know available. I kind of believe they'll probably go with the heels here with some chicanery. I kind of anticipate Santos and Dominic coming out victorious, guys. What do you think of this match?
First of all, let's none of these 4 superstars are as good as Andrade bell to bell. Dom is the most talented all around, though. He's definitely like
at this point,
yeah, absolutely. He is a Lakers fan too. Yeah,
yes, that's right, Tyler. It's my Lakers.
Yeah, but no, I mean, so I think that the heels are gonna win, and I think that Ray. I think it's a 1-1. And then next year at Mania, we'll have Ray versus Dom, and he'll have his retirement match.
Is it mask versus hair?
Nah. I think the technicals are gonna win. I think the baby faces are gonna go over here, and I think the only time Dom's ever gonna beat his dad is when he retires him.
Yeah. Fair enough. Fair enough.
I don't fucking understand why Dragon Lee is on my television.
Because they have to find the next Rey Mysterio, and I think he's talented. I think he gets the shtick. Look, there's been a lot of guys. For me, I think the guy that should have been the next Rey Mysterio was the Amazing Red. I think the Amazing Red was amazing, like straight up. You know,
yeah.
A lot of people saw it. He was a very talented guy, and you know, I don't know.
I mean, Sky Blue, and Alexa Bliss have been using his finisher for a hot minute, and it works. It works really well.
Both very talented, lovely women. You know,
I just don't like Dragon Lee. It's like if Ultimo Dragon and Mysterio had a baby, but he just like is not as good as either one of them.
I was surprised. I thought it was gonna be Carlito in that match because you saw him in the ring during the segment. But I was like, okay, maybe
he sold that anger though. He sold that shit good. Carlito expressions is good.
Carlito didn't want to work that day, so
no. Oh, you mean Guys, you're giving me a softball down the middle of the plate. Really? A Puerto Rican not wanting to work?
See, there you go.
Color me surprised. Oh
Mira, pendejo, yo trabajo más que tú, so
I mean, you know, guys, a very interesting 6-woman match that just got put together over the last couple of weeks here.
Black Girl Magic.
Bianca Belair and Naomi Cargill will take on Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. I got to tell you, Sir Wilkins, who hosts the Jobbers Tears podcast. I don't know if you guys listen to it, but
shout out Sir Wilkins. Yo, we need a crossover.
Yeah, I love Sir Wilkins. It's amazing. And Sir Wilkins had a good monologue Saturday morning after SmackDown.
Okay.
And, being a guy that gets, a lot of vitriol.
Did he feel what I feel, which is I want to be the cream to that Oreo cookie?
No, you didn't say that. But what I would say is that Wilkins brought up a very good point, and be it far from me for a guy that gets a lot of vitriol for things that come out of my mouth. I thought it was really petty in the IWC of being so hateful and malicious at that imagery, because what WWE's been doing for years now for kids of all colors, boys and girls, is to empower them and kind of maybe motivate kids to say, hey,
you just become a face?
Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? Where's Fernando? Where's Fernando? Get him on the fucking show.
Hey, listen, when Bianca and Sasha Banks main evented in 21 in Tampa, I thought that was a great. Again, there were a lot of moving parts there about why that was special along, a lot of different lines. But I think that, and Wilkins brought up perfectly. It's like, listen, I'm someone that you know how much I hate to talk about race and this, that, about this, but it was petty to see, like, wait a minute, these are three very different women, right? Three very different in their careers. Naomi's, not to say Naomi's kind of like closing the door, but Bianca's young, up and coming still. She's established. Jade Cargill, it benefits her to work with these two great workers and also the other workers on the other side. I just thought it was petty by the IWC to be like, oh, why, the idea that three strong black women closing a show bothers you, that's a little alarming. That, if you're going to get that triggered about shit like that. Like,
wow. Who the fuck are you, dude? Seriously.
No.
Like, holy shit.
No. Listen, again, I'm intellectually honest.
Like 94 Ric Flair about to go up against fucking Vader. What the hell?
I'm intellectually honest. I'm intellectually honest on this show like I am on all my other shows, but I just thought that was petty. Like, really? That's what you got out of that moment? Like, what you're
I love that scene of them pointing. They showed the photo of them pointing up at the side. I was like, that's awesome.
And again, if there's ever a moment that you want to put Jade in a position to succeed, is in a match like that where you got a lot. Not to say they're gonna hide her, but they're gonna she can accentuate enough in that match that it helps to build her star more. And what better way to do that than to a WrestleMania main event like Bianca Belair? And let's be honest, Naomi, who also main event at Mania, won a women's championship at Mania in her hometown of Orlando. Not the worst scenario. I thought it was just petty for people to be like, well, that's not the way SmackDown should have ended. That says a lot more about you folks than it does about anything else, if that bothers you. That's just my two cents.
I have nothing to add to that. That's beautiful. Beautiful, man. Oh my God. You waited for the last 2 shows to turn fucking babyface.
Fucking A, bro. Fucking A.
I love it. I love
Fernando.
It. Next thing you know, you're going to be voting for Joe Biden. What the fuck?
Never
wow. This was man. I'm fucking speechless. That's the best promo you've ever cut, Fernando.
Now that was real talk.
Promo. That's the best. Oh my, I like that, D. That's the best promo you've ever fucking cut.
That was amazing, bro.
Unbelievable.
You know, all those little Canadians from all over the world are listening and crying right now. They're thinking like, "Oh my God, Fernando, look what you did." That's beautiful.
I know, but I just can't believe that. Like, that was amazing, Fernando. Seriously, and no bullshit.
Yeah,
and I agree with you. And I think anybody who has a problem with that can go fuck themselves straight up. From working the marks. Bring that shit back to your mom. The Rock stole my gimmick, all right? I've been telling people at child actor shows to bring shit back to your mom for a fucking long time ago, okay?
Yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? Go bring it back to your mom. Don't make me do math up in here, because I'm better than fucking Scott Steiner at math. Yes. All right?
Yeah. Big
Anyways,
pump.
I don't want to get into it too much, but yeah, Fernando, that was straight on the spot, man. I for anybody to be bothered by that, for anybody to think that that's not a great way to end the show, where's the people that are crying about, well, that's not good booking, they didn't shine enough light on the women's division and all this stuff. And I'm not impersonating you much, I swear to God. But I'm just saying, like, where's the people that are always crying that they're not doing anything with the women's division? You're closing a show with a powerful moment for a women's match, and I think it's going to be great. I think it's a great way to present Jade, to put her out there. Okay. And Jade seems to be like somebody who's very committed to the process of becoming the best wrestler that she can be. And I think she will. I really think she will, barring any injury. I think she has the ability. I think with the people that are in WWE, they could turn her into a fucking star. And I think working with these women, working together with the women that she's teaming with and the women that she's working against, it's going to be awesome, man.
Yeah. No, I listen, I think it'll be a good match. A little unpopular comment I'm about to make right now. This match I think is more deserving on the card. Not to say that Mysterio and Dragon Lee against Dominic and Escobar shouldn't be on the card, but it's if it was on, I get it's at 7:00, but if you get Mysterio and Dragon Lee in that match out of the way early, that's not the
worst. It's a fucking WrestleMania. It's in the fucking building. It doesn't matter if it's the pre-show or show.
No, there's no pre-show because it starts at 7.
Pre-show.
There's no pre-show, no. So if this is the first match and you get it out of the way,
there's no time for a pre-show on Saturday because the first show starts at noon.
Yeah, no, but there's no pre-show either night. So
again,
I think if Mysterio and Dragon Lee go up first and you get that out of the way, that's not the worst thing. I think the women's match, I think, is more compelling than that match. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'll tell you, I didn't want this fucking Mysterio match. I
think it's great. I think it's great, man, because you're looking at bigger picture, man, and you're trying to take two guys. Look, Dominic is one of the biggest heels in the business, period.
Yeah.
Period. Mm-hmm. The dude goes out there, he gets a reaction. He can't cut a fucking promo without people booing him. All right? Ray is a fucking legend. Bona fide babyface anywhere he walks into. You put him with Dragon Lee, you give him that rub. You put Dom with Santos, you give him that rub. Both of those guys are deserving. But think about the Latino community that's fucking watching fucking WWE.
Again,
they want to see themselves represented. That's cool.
We got 2 Puerto Ricans that are wrestling on the card, bro. We got Gary Cross and Damian Priest. But what I was gonna say,
and you got a Cuban in the main event. I have Cuban in the main event.
Listen, this is Latino all over the place. But listen, I just want to say, what's stopping them now that Vince is gone? What's stopping them from having the China Memorial Battle Royal? Right?
Triple H.
You know what?
Two women. Just explain this to me. Let's be honest. Two women that have worked their ass off in the past year, right? We got Tiny Toons, right? Fucking Liv Morgan, and Nia Jax. Nowhere to be found.
I'll be honest with you. I don't like the Andre the Giant Memorial Invitational Battle on Friday during SmackDown. I would have liked that during the card itself, but it's fine. I mean, there's only a certain amount of TV time you have for
well, we got to get almost that win, bro, because there's a lot of Homo sapiens out there.
No, that's fine. Again, I would have liked that. You're right about the women's battle royal. Like, again, being here at the last
China battle royal, bro, a Beth Phoenix battle royal, whatever. Pick one of the big bitches and then give them.
You're right. And again,
after them.
No, you're right. And listen, being here at the last One Night Mania in 2019, that was actually that battle royal for the women's got a really good reaction from the crowd. I mean, it's a mark area, New Jersey, New York. I get it. I think it would do well in Philly too. I think if they explored it, they're not going to, and that's unfortunate, and that's fine. Speaking of Dominic, his Judgment Day teammates defend the undisputed WWE Tag Team titles in a first ever 6-pack ladder match, and they will defend the titles against the Awesome Truth, the Miz and R-Truth. My picks, I think my favorites in this one, DIY, Johnny Gargano, and the Tunnelly Avenue Dunkin' Donuts consumer, Tommaso Ciampa, along with the New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods versus guys. I hate this name. Just doesn't fly for me.
Go fuck yourself.
The New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate.
They're an awesome team.
They're a very good wrestling team, no question. And rounding out the competition, A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. A lot of high school teams. This is a match probably that could go 30 minutes, probably. No one's saying they could ever duplicate what TLC 2 was in Toronto in 2000. Never. I'm sorry, in Houston in 2001. I'm sorry, 2001. But this match is probably pretty lengthy. I think R-Truth, because he's never had his WrestleMania moment, him and Miz isn't the worst thing for them to win. But I could also see Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa.
Did you catch what Michael Cole said?
What's that?
Did you catch what Michael Cole said?
I didn't catch that on no.
He said the match is over when both sets of belts are taken down.
Woo! So 2 guys have to take down 4 belts, or 1 guy.
Meaning that the blue titles could go to one team and the red titles could go to another team. So are we sure that they're not splitting the titles here at WrestleMania?
Woo! Great theory. I like that.
I mean, why else would he say that? Pat, this is around your area, so you would probably know if that was happening.
Speaking of theory, I haven't heard anything about this, but probably more in the coming weeks. I mean, we might do a couple of shorts here since I'm getting the fuck out of this fucking joint pretty soon. But if I had to pick, and based on what you're saying with them splitting the titles, if you're gonna split the titles, I think you take the SmackDown titles and you put them on A-Town Down Under, and then you put the Raw tag titles on DIY, because I think Triple H will go with his guys DIY.
Yep, I kind of get the sense too. I think the way Paul's been elevating, and again, credit to the way
good for them. You know what I'm saying?
Good for them. They've been solid workers. Again, a testament that this is a different WWE under Paul Levesque, because again, you're seeing people like Bronson Reed, DIY, others that, quite frankly, would never have sniffed the main.
Candice LeRae has been doing some of the best stuff she's done in a while now.
Absolutely,
amazing work.
Absolutely,
Indy too.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
my picks for this, because I do have the title split, is I think it's going to be New Catch Republic and Awesome Truth. I think those will be the 2 teams that
Not bad picks either way.
No, not bad picks at all. Guys, for only the 3rd time in WrestleMania history, 2 biological brothers will face off.
Born on the same day, August 22nd, 1985, and I'm born August 22nd, 1984.
There you go. Jimmy Uso will take on his brother, main event Jey Uso.
Melissa McCarthy was born on my fucking birthday, so there you go.
And guys, you know, if history's any, if history's any teacher to us, you know, in only 2 previous instances, The heel brothers have won. Owen Hart in 1994 against his brother Bret, and Matt Hardy against his brother Jeff in 2009. Could history repeat itself?
Well, you just named all the better wrestlers of the two that won.
What's that? We can make the case.
Those are the better.
Maybe
Those
Jimmy
are the better
continues
wrestlers.
that streak as the heel.
Well, I don't believe that. I think Jeff's a better worker. I'm sorry, but I do think Owen's a better worker.
Owen is a better worker than Bret, but that's a conversation for another time. Right. I'll tell you right now, I think in this match, I think my son Judas dude, main event Jey Uso's going over, man. I'm going with Jey Uso. Straight up.
So I have a theory.
Okay.
I have a theory. And I don't know if we can confirm this, but D, I know you're watching the show. I know you're producing the show. You can look this up. Or Tyler, because I know you're in the chat. Correct me if I'm wrong. Special entrances usually lose.
There's another fucking Mark conspiracy, bro.
Listen. That's a thing.
Pat, if you look at it historically, and off the top of my head, Triple H in 05 with Motorhead, 2001 Motorhead, Triple H.
WrestleMania 14, Shawn Michaels.
Also, Sasha Banks with Snoop Dogg in Dallas in 2016. If I remember correctly,
I got it right here, brother. I got it right here. You got Rusev lost WrestleMania 32. I mean, Triple H lost WrestleMania 32. Cody Rhodes, AEW Revolution 2020. You got Shinsuke. These are the people that lost with special entrances throughout wrestling. Shinsuke Wrestle Kingdom number 8. Sting WrestleMania 31. You got Kushida, Wrestle Kingdom 13. We got Prince Devitt, Wrestle Kingdom 8. We got CM Punk, WrestleMania 29. Rusev, WrestleMania 31.
Yeah, he wasn't going to.
Undertaker, WrestleMania 30.
He had a special entrance?
Well, all the caskets with all the victims over the years.
Oh, that's right. That motherfucker's whack. I don't care.
I thought we were talking live performances. That's despicable that you say that. But, even if you don't like The Undertaker, don't ever say that. The Undertaker deserves immense respect, man. Always.
Sure, he didn't have a good WrestleMania match until
Pat, when you say about special entrances, who would have one between Jimmy and Jay? I don't get it.
Little
Jay's
Weezy.
gonna have Weezy has a song for Jay.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne.
I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah, that's stuff you kids for who? Weezer? Didn't Weezer have a hit in the 90s or something?
Get the fuck out of here. Se viejo cabrón. What are you talking about? You don't know who Lil Wayne is?
You know who Lil Wayne is. Stop.
No, you say
he knows who Kanye West is.
No, hold on.
He doesn't know who Lil Wayne is.
No, I know who Lil Wayne is because he sings the themes of The Undisputed, one of my favorite shows on Fox Sports.
They call him Weezy on that show.
What's that?
They call him Weezy on that show.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't know that was a nickname. I didn't know.
I listened to that podcast.
No, you were down, bro. You're not down?
I know, right? What you got
I
that part of
you were down, bro.
All the cookouts. I get invited to all the cookouts, but I didn't know that about. I didn't know Weezy.
Man, ain't nobody bring you to no fucking cookouts. Look how skinny you are. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, yeah, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
You'd be a lot happier. You know, you'd be a little more rotund. You know, if you
That's
went
right,
to more
bro.
cookouts.
Afro-Cuban.
Right? Yeah, he's Afro-Cuban. That's right. We forgot.
All that fucking boiled meat that fucking Cubans be making.
Well, guys, moving on to the coveted Intercontinental Championship. Gunther will continue his record-setting reign, obviously, as he enters WrestleMania, as he takes on former Intercontinental Champion Sami Zayn. I got to tell you, I know the way they've been sort of pushing the vignettes about Sami Zayn, maybe a rebound win. I don't see this. I think the way they're pushing Gunther is really into the next main event spotlight. And it kind of reminds me of going back to when Macho had a record-setting reign as Intercontinental Champion. Subsequently, when he did lose it, that's when you started seeing the push for Macho Man. I could see the same thing for Gunther. He'll lose that title one day, but I don't see him losing it to Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I think Pat mentioned something on the phone a couple weeks ago, and I think this is when it happens because usually these things happen at WrestleMania. I think Chad Gable turns heel and costs Sami Zayn the match.
Oof.
Yes. I think the same thing too. And I think Sammy beats Chad Gable. And then I think on April 15th or whenever it is that WWE has Monday Night Raw in Montreal, he challenges Gunther again for the Intercontinental title and beats him.
Okay, I like that.
All right. No, I like that too. For the coveted Women's World Championship, a record-setting exactly 1 year of a reign for Rhea Ripley. After today, Rhea Ripley would defend against the former multi-time women's champion, Becky Lynch. Guys, I got to tell you, Rhea is on such a roll right now. I mean, even as a heel, she's getting pops everywhere. You look at where Rhea Ripley was when
the worst heel of all time.
Yes, when she lost to Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 36, again during the pandemic at the Performance Center, to where she is now. You're going to look at a 4-year span of a woman in any company. You got to say that Rhea Ripley has elevated herself in such a way that this could be. Listen, I think it'll be one of the better matches of the weekend, no question. But I would argue that not to say Becky's time is come and gone. Becky's the best talker in any women's.
I'll drive to Jersey right now to smack.
She's the best.
She's the best talker.
She's the best. She's the best ever. She's the best ever.
Nothing.
She's the GOAT. She's the GOAT. She's the best women's wrestler ever.
Are you serious, bro? Over Charlotte Flair? Are you out of your?
Yes.
Do I have to go to Union City and smack the shit out of you?
I said talker.
Yes.
I said worker. I said
best worker, best talker, the GOAT.
She's the best.
Becky Lynch.
Okay. The best. There's nothing close. We've never seen anything like
Charlotte's an amazing worker. Charlotte is an amazing worker.
Not the talker that Becky is.
But she's just not the anything Becky is, man. Becky is Becky, man.
Becky's a toothpick.
Becky is. Doesn't matter, Becky. But Becky doesn't. Bro, she's a woman's wrestler. D. Are you gonna fucking wrestle her? Come on, bro.
I just might for that accent.
D. I'd rather have D.
Ese toto de verdad que se me lo como, coño.
D. I get that she's a toothpick, but believe me, I'd rather look at Becky Lynch than some heavy-set women. That's not my brand of vodka.
True. Okay,
right.
I got you.
Whatever the point is, at the end of the day, I think Becky Lynch is the fucking GOAT. I do.
Agreed.
I think she's the GOAT, man. I think she could talk. I think she could work, and she sells more than anybody else.
Does she win Saturday night?
Does she win? No. I think Rhea beats her because Becky could take that loss. Rhea needs it more. Rhea's the direction that you have to go in if you're
legacy,
going younger.
Think about it. Back-to-back Manias, she beats Charlotte and Becky. That's legacy stuff for Rhea.
And then she loses next year to Bianca. It's that simple.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I think the big match is her and Bianca. But what I do want to see and what I unfortunately we're not going to see, but it's still a good spot for Bianca. I really wanted to see Bianca and Tiffany. I really thought Bianca and Tiffany would have been really cool.
That. I like
that. But who knows? We might get that in France. Ooh la la, eh?
No, that's impossible. Listen, just like last year where Charlotte and Rhea arguably was probably the match of the evening almost on Saturday night.
Not match of the whole weekend.
It might have been the match of the night. It might have been, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
The tag match was better.
Sure.
The tag match was
bad. This could be a candidate for match of the weekend.
Stop. Everybody was standing. This is a year-old beef with you.
Yeah, I'm never gonna let it go.
Everybody was standing for that main event.
Yes,
they were
Everybody
standing.
Everybody was standing when Becky Lynch beat Ronda and Charlotte Flair too. Was that
at the end of the match? At the end of the match.
Sloppy. I just
but it doesn't matter. It was the main event of WrestleMania. And it's ancient history. The point is that if you're looking at what the best match was of night one of WrestleMania last year, it was that tag team title match. Yeah. It was, and that women's match was 1A. It was just it. But the emotions, everything that was invested with that tag team title main event.
Oh, sure, absolutely.
It put it over the top. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. I think Rhea and Becky could be a match of the weekend. We'll find out. And in the main event, guys, arguably this has to surpass the greatest tag match ever in the history of WrestleMania. 40 years ago, we started MSG. We're going to see it now at Lincoln Financial Field as The Rock and the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, the longest reigning champion of the modern era, Roman Reigns,
Acknowledge me.
and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins. Stipulations galore in this one, guys.
He's just like AEW fans. He's always looking for the recognition.
Guys, stipulations galore. If The Rock and Roman Reigns come out victorious, then the title match Sunday night between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes will be Bloodline rules. If Monday night was any idea about what Bloodline rules is going to look like, it could get messy. But if Cody and Seth win, then there will be no Bloodline at ringside. Again, Bloodline doesn't mean, who knows, the Bloodline could grow in the next 72 hours, who knows. But there will be no Bloodline at ringside during that match, which would lead you to believe it'll be a regular rules match as opposed to a Bloodline rules match. Guys, after this match on Monday, after this brawl on Monday.
I'm picking freaking Nightmare. I'm picking the freaking Nightmare.
I got to say, I'm going with Rhodes and Rollins. I think they find a way to win this and make it a regular rules match. Doesn't mean there ain't going to be some chicanery Sunday night, but I think that this could possibly set up some dissension between Rock and Roman, which could have somewhat of an effect Sunday night. But that's who I'm picking. I'm picking the American Nightmare and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, Seth Rollins.
Absolutely. Same pick.
It's tough to pick, but I got something I'm believing, and it might go against my better judgment as maybe thinking about what good booking should be, right? Because I know what good booking should be. But I just think that I think that Rock and Roman are going to beat the shit out of Cody and Seth, and I think that they're going to go over, and I think the main event's going to be Bloodline rules, and I think that Cody's going to take the pin in this match.
Okay,
Interesting.
All right,
interesting. Guys, moving on to Sunday night. Great card once again. In no particular order, a Philadelphia street fight between the pride of Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on the Final Testament. Guys, I'm not sure if it'll be as historic as
I'm picking the Final Testament. Done.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it'll be as historic as Ahmed Johnson and the Legion of Doom against the Nation of Domination in Chicago in 1997 and that Chicago fight. But I gotta believe that this might border on the not insane, but it might just border on the just crazy where the spots and where they go throughout the building. I think this could be entertaining and very well produced.
Isn't Bobby Lashley Cuban?
I do not know. I will. D, could you look that up?
Yes, he's Cuban, brother. He's Cuban. He's one of yours.
Bobby Lashley, nice. Okay.
Yeah, he's one of yours. So I'm definitely picking the Puerto Rican over the Cuban because Karrion Kross is Puerto Rican.
Yeah, fellow Afro-Cuban Bobby Lashley and the Profits. I wouldn't.
Oh my god!
I'm picking Karrion Kross.
I'm gonna go with the Final Testament only because I think that the whole purpose of this entire experiment has been to get the Final Testament over. Mm-hmm. The Street Profits are over. Bobby Lashley's over.
Yeah,
you put them out there. You do whatever the fuck. You do whatever the fuck you want to do with them. They're good. The Final Testament, that's the tough part. So
I think this is Triple H's baby. I think he's really trying to get Karrion Kross over. So I'm all for it.
I think so too. I think he likes him, and I think there's a lot to like there.
The more the Karrion Kross and Scarlett on my TV screen, that's not a fucking bad day. So.
Yo, speaking of Scarlett, you know her and B-Fab are gonna have some. They're gonna throw some hands.
Okay, listen. Nothing wrong with that. I got no problem with Scarlett getting physical. That's for sure. Guys, in his singles match, AJ Styles, who's looking like Macho Man from Spider-Man 1 in 2002.
How fucking dare you?
McGuire.
How dare you?
We'll take on
dare you?
We'll take on the guy with everybody saying
I'm taking the LA Knight. This match is set up for Knight. This match is set up for LA Knight.
Yeah, this is for LA Knight to get over. So
yep, and I think listen, you heard that pop last week. when
He's
he was
still, yeah.
No, nobody heard that.
The Lone Wolf will have a new theme song, you said, for this WrestleMania.
We'll see. We'll see. For the coveted
I don't want none.
For the coveted United States Heavyweight Championship, in a triple threat match, Logan Paul will defend against challengers the Viper Randy Orton and the prize fighter Kevin Owens. And what I think, again, maybe a candidate for match of the weekend. I think this has the capability of being just
agreed.
amazing.
Agreed. I want to pick KO, but Logan's retaining.
I would say Logan's retaining. Again, I'm still kind of hoping that LA Knight gets to challenge him at SummerSlam for that title. We'll see. But I'm with you. I think Logan Paul retains. What do you think, Pat?
I think, honestly, wait, hold on. I think if Cody wins, Cody's title defense at SummerSlam will be against Logan Paul.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Interesting. Okay.
I think so I think that there's a lot to think about with Backlash coming up. Now WrestleMania Backlash, RIP.
Thank God.
Pay-per-view names of all
Thank
time.
God.
And along with Great Balls of Fire.
Great Balls of Fire had an amazing main event.
Great PLE name. But
Agreed.
I would say, man, this is a tough one. Like, I think that Logan Paul should retain because you should keep it going with this fucking guy and keep it going with the heat. But Kevin Owens winning isn't the worst thing because Kevin deserves a WrestleMania moment. And not only that,
we've had a couple already.
But this is him getting this win now as a singles competitor after last year. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, going through all the adversity he went through, I could see it happening. But it would be nice because they're going to go to Backlash. It's in France. They need a French speaker as a champion. More on that later. I don't know. But Sammy, I already mentioned that. That's what it was. I'm going to go with Logan Paul. Fuck it.
Yeah, and you know what? Kevin Owens, listen, I'd love to see Kevin Owens win it. It would be his second U.S. title win at WrestleMania after the first one 7 years ago in that great match against Chris Jericho.
No, it wasn't.
I know.
Randy the Ram has
you tried to put it over. You tried. Yeah,
I agree.
You know damn well Randy the Ram hasn't had a good match since that match that never happened with Triple H.
Say that again.
Randy the Ram.
Yeah, that's what he reminds me of. Tell me, go back and watch the wrestler. Tell me that's not fucking Chris Jericho.
Yeah, no, that's right.
That's exactly who he is.
It's a broken down piece of meat,
He's one fucking he's fucking awful.
For the coveted WWE Women's Championship, the wifey Io Sky defends against Control.
The wifey.
I love
How
Io.
the fuck do you say the wifey and you say Io instead of saying Bailey?
I would impregnate Io yesterday. With my Afro-Cuban jeans and her. Oh, we got beautiful children. You kidding? Takes on former Damage Control member Bailey. And guys, I got to tell you, this has been great storytelling. Sort of, again, the breakdown of a faction. The leader obviously getting abandoned by the teammates. I think it's a great storyline. I got to tell you, again, I don't want to participate in Mark conspiracies, but with, Bianca, Jade Cargill, and Naomi beating Damage Control, I don't see the faces winning that one. I could see Io retaining against Bailey. Not the worst thing. Bailey could always win it back at Backlash. I see Io retaining.
What the fuck? Bailey's winning this title. This is a title that this is a surefire.
Okay.
No question.
Yeah, okay. I think so too, man. I think this is she gets her due for all the good work that she's done these last few years.
100%. She deserves it, man. She deserves it.
I don't disagree.
This might be match of the weekend.
Okay.
Fair enough. This could be like both of these women could go.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they can go.
For the D, that was scary, D. It sounded like you talking about women. I hear a very sexual.
Yeah, when you talk like that to your Uribe, you got to say that shit in his ear. That's how he likes it.
Yeah, that's a little okay. For the coveted World Heavyweight Championship, Seth Rollins defends against Drew McIntyre. Guys, to Macho's point about what's an obvious title win, right, with Bailey, which I'm with you. I anticipate. I'm just rooting for the wifey because I love Io Sky. For a guy that since his heel turn has produced, I mean, epic promos, has been a great worker, a great soldier over these years. Again, we don't give. I don't think Drew McIntyre gets enough flowers for what he did during the pandemic era, during the Thunderdome era.
Yeah.
If there's ever a time, and again, I really thought 3 years ago in Tampa he would get that win in front of people against Bobby Lashley. When he lost, I said, "Oh man, who knows if he'll ever get a chance like this again?" This is the chance. I think heel Drew McIntyre is going to get a pop. I mean, in Philadelphia, I anticipate, again, Rollins needs some time off. It wouldn't surprise me. I could see McIntyre winning Sunday night and that building erupting about as loud as when he eliminated Lesnar and won the Rumble in January of 2020.
1000% agree. I don't see it going any other way. Not even close. I think Drew McIntyre right now is one of the hottest acts in all of professional wrestling. I think he is one of those guys where, I mean, I said it earlier. He's more interesting than Cody Rhodes. You know, as a heel, as a performer, as a promo, he's just more interesting. And I just think I'm very excited to watch this match. I think him and Seth are just going to tear the house down. And what I love is that they've had at least 30 matches together, whether it be on PLEs or whether it be just on Raws or SmackDowns. Like, these guys know how to work each other. And the more you work someone, the better your chemistry gets. So I'm really excited about these two just going in there. I think Seth is going to work from the bottom pretty much almost all match. And ultimately, I think, Drew comes out the winner, celebrates, and yeah, I mean, we'll see what CM Punk has to do because he's going to be on commentary.
Well, he'll be on commentary. I don't know how physically involved he will get or even if it's relevant because, again, I think a clean win by McIntyre is a good thing. Again, for the audience, for doing it in front of people when he didn't have the chance to do that against Lesnar, I think a clean win isn't the worst thing. And again, it just adds fuel to the fire of that storyline with Punk. Because again, if Punk does something to cost, again, and there's no love loss either, right? In the way that the storyline's playing out, right? Like, it was supposed to be Rollins and Seth. That didn't happen. I think McIntyre winning clean is crucial to that match. I think Punk having with that, I think I'm not saying it would damage Drew's win potentially, but I think it kind of defecates a little bit on it, partially.
Well, I was toying with the notion that Cody would win, and that Damian would cash in on him, because I think that it would work the same way Alberto Del Rio, the way he cashed in on Punk when Punk came back. And that when Punk ultimately won it at Survivor Series, that catapulted the 434s, like that amount of time. But I wonder if I just saw a comment from Tyler there that says Drew isn't a heel. What if this is the match Damian cashes in on, and then Monday night Drew is a babyface? He's the babyface, and Damian's the heel.
No,
we just set up a brand new feud.
No, we don't fucking need that. What we need is for Drew to keep the title to get to CM Punk. I think Damian needs to lose that case. He needs to lose it in a way where the Judgment Day screws him over, and then Andrade becomes the leader of the Judgment Day, and Priest feuds with them. That's what I think.
Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool.
Yeah. I think that would be, because Damian Priest has proven to work as a face, right, by himself. He had a lengthy U.S. title run. We know that he could be in that position and he could thrive. So why not? Let's fucking go with it. And Andrade needs something, and Andrade would have people that would be able to help him talk, right?
Totally.
His English has improved. Let's give it to him. The dude's put in the time. He's doing what he's doing. But it doesn't hurt to have somebody to help you be able to communicate better. And Triple H is an expert with that. Look at what he's done for Shinsuke Nakamura. Look at what he's done for the Kabuki Warriors. The way, everything's changed with them being able to get their media out in Japan. Like, you look at some of that stuff from their Japanese websites. It's crazy, man. So I think this is the kind of move that they need. I think Andrade needs to screw Damian over, and I think that Damian needs to cash in on night 2 and get screwed by the Judgment Day, with Andrade being the guy that's doing it and taking his spot.
No,
and I think
okay.
that would be something interesting. It would be a great way to put it on Drew, and then you set up Drew and Punk, because that for me is the money match.
Okay. Well,
and it gives Seth time to go get healed.
Absolutely. I'm with you guys. And in the main event, gentlemen, for only the 3rd time in WrestleMania history, we will have back-to-back main events for the WWE Championship with the same participants. A little tribute
coveted
for the coveted WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Obviously, the 2 other times, Bret the Hitman Hart facing Yokozuna in 93 and 94. And, of course, certainly Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns.
And Rock and Cena.
In the main event. And, of course, Cena and Rock, even though the first time didn't have the title, obviously back-to-back main events for only the 3rd time in WrestleMania history. This happens this Sunday as Roman Reigns takes his historic 1,370 days and puts it on the line against one of the very few 2-time Royal Rumble winners, Cody Rhodes. Guys, again, based on the fact that I feel that Rollins and Cody win on Saturday night, I think that with a regular rules match, it doesn't mean that there won't be any chicanery. It doesn't mean that there won't be a ref bump. I could see a lot of moving parts in this match. And I got to tell you, after watching that A&E Legends biography for 2 hours, I actually watched it twice, and seeing the way that Roman Reigns sells tickets, the way that Roman is at the top of his game. There was a great line on Sunday. Don't give me my flowers when I'm gone. Give me my flowers while I'm doing it at the top of my game.
I agree. And I want to agree with you, because I think Roman might be, when he retires, he might be the greatest of all time. He might be rivaling someone like a Shawn Michaels just based on what he's able to do.
I think this run is historic. It'll be the 9th main event in WrestleMania for him.
Love it. I'm a big Roman fan. I also think that Triple H loves trilogies, and I think that's what the original thing is. But
Macho.
That's special.
Macho, not to cut you off, but again, it took Dusty 3 tries to beat Flair. Was Dusty less over? Was Dusty less over?
I get it.
3 tries. No, of course.
But Dusty could do that because Dusty was interesting. Cody needs this win. I think wrestling fans today, I think Tyler's kind of put this in my brain. Wrestling fans today won't wait around for Cody to win the title again. They're just stupid. If Cody loses this title, they'll kind of like wash Cody away. They'll be waiting. All right, well, who's the next guy? Because obviously he can't do it. So I'm picking Cody Rhodes just based off the fact that I just don't think wrestling fans can wait around any longer. Would I love to see him wait around until SummerSlam or Survivor Series and all that and win the title then? Yeah. Do I think Cody Rhodes is a B+ player? Yeah. Do I think that he's a top mid Carter? Yeah. But I think I'm picking Cody. Cody's gonna win, and I think he's gonna win clean.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack here, but my pick, okay, is gonna be Cody Rhodes. I think Cody's gonna get it done. And look, I'm not saying that Roman wouldn't win. It's a possibility, right? It is. It's a possibility. He could retain, and I wouldn't be surprised if he does. I don't think anybody would be surprised if he does, right? But I think Cody is going to get it done this time, and I think that everybody that the bloodline has screwed over is going to come back to bite them in the ass, and I think that everybody that we've seen, whether it's on TV, on a truck, or whatever, is going to come into play and is going to play a part in how this match ends. And I think that somebody will cause an interference, and it'll look like one of the other guys will have them beat, and they'll kick out, and then they'll go, and one will beat the other cleanly. or close to it if it's Roman that goes over. But I think
Yeah.
if Cody wins, I think he's going to beat him cleanly. And I think that everything that the bloodline does comes back to bite them in the ass. And I think what we leave with is Rock and Roman being broken apart, and or them having tension and it leading to Monday night, right? I could see that happening. I could see them breaking apart at WrestleMania, or I could see them, having a moment where something goes, crazy and they have a disagreement and then they sort it out on Monday night. But I think the end result will be that The Rock gets taken out. And I think that we won't see The Rock for at least until 2025. And I think when The Rock comes back, he comes back when Raw's on Netflix. And I think that leads towards Rock and Roman at WrestleMania.
Well, see, here's what I was going to add on to my Cody pick. So I think Cody's going to win the title. But what I said to you, Pat, last week about the Ultimate Warrior Hogan, I think gets proven correctly on Monday. I think for the second time in WrestleMania history, on Monday night, after Roman loses the title, WWE will book WrestleMania 41's main event, Rock versus Roman, a year ahead of time, proving that Cody can be the champion, but he's not the guy. Roman's still the guy.
I don't know. Fern, how do you feel about that? Because, he had kind of mentioned it to me, I think, earlier last week. And, I had a little time to digest it. And I was like, there might be something there. There might be something there. How do you feel about Cody as the champion, but now taking on different challengers? Like how do you feel that where do you feel WWE can go to get that in an interesting direction?
I think, well, remember, if I've read correctly, The Rock's going to be off TV from May to like June or July, filming something. So it's a good way to sort of write him off television.
So booking the Mania match is awesome. It gives us that
I
for next year.
I understand that. I get that. But I would just say that, I don't want to sort of speculate that Cody's going to have that sort of funk like other guys, that as soon as they win the title and the chase is over, that the bloom falls off that rose. I don't, again, he's not Ziggler, he's not Ambrose, he's not these guys that's happened to. I don't think that's going to happen.
Goddamn right, he's not Ambrose. What the fuck are you saying?
No, what? Well, the premise of just chasing, and then once you win the title within a couple months, it's the bloom falls off that rose, where fans kind of become a little disconnected. I just feel that there's, again, because of Paul's affinity for Dusty, the premise of trilogies.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, again, it took Rock 3 tries to beat Austin. Was Rock any less over during that trilogy? Of course not.
Okay, but here's the thing. Like, it depends on the Rock's involvement, right? Like, if the Rock is going to stick around longer than WrestleMania, and he's just not going to work Roman, and that's it, and maybe he's willing to do something with Cody, maybe Cody not going over at WrestleMania wouldn't be the worst idea if we're going to get Cody versus The Rock down the line. It could kind of similarly do for him what his feud with Brock Lesnar did for him.
No, and again, his father didn't, to Macho's point, yes, he's not his dad in terms of charisma and presence, all that, but it still didn't kill Dusty in the sense of the way the booking was, that it took him 3 tries to beat Flair. It's not the worst thing. Cody is Rocky merch. Cody is still that poster child for the company that goes on the Ariel Helwani show and goes on all these interviews and is that sort of face of a company type of guy. It's not harming him. By the way, I get that, Cena was the face of the company for many, many years. When Cena lost to Orton and Triple H in 2008 in Orlando, did that kill him? Of course not. When Cena lost other matches, did that kill him? Of course not. Again, I think that because of Cody's presence in the company presently, and I think what he produces for this company, merch, metrics, everything that you want in a top guy, it doesn't kill him. So losing to Roman and continuing this historic reign, again, there's money to be made everywhere. You make more shirts for Roman, WrestleMania, 9 main events in a row, back-to-back, actually 4-peat. and winning main events for the title. You have him facing Orton, facing AJ, facing Knight again. Who knows? A plethora of other challengers up until the rest of the summer. Again, he's scheduled to be at SummerSlam in Cleveland. When they've already announced that, it kind of gives you a little inkling like, okay, he's in the plans for something. He's not going to be off TV for X amount of months. I just think that there's a lot of money to be made with Roman as champion. There's still a lot of money to be made with Cody. It doesn't kill Cody. Again, this is, it's different than other guys that were in title matches and lost. When Nakamura lost to AJ, not to say it killed Nakamura, but okay, well, it kind of like, you kind of were like a little, it was a bit of a buzzkill. Cody losing again doesn't, there's chicanery. If there's some chicanery, Rollins turns on him. But
Rollins doesn't need to turn on him. Yeah. Rollins, that's unnecessary. I think Rollins, the idea for Rollins is to take a pin and to go heel up. I think that's the plan for Rollins.
Yeah.
Okay. I think the plan for Drew is to be the guy, hold the title, and go and do his fucking thing and get to Punk, because him and Punk, that's where the money's at. I think with Cody and Roman, it's interesting because it's like, okay, you could put the title on Cody, and not for nothing, Roman does deserve some time off. We do deserve some time, like, without Roman, for Roman to go do his thing and maybe come back in like 6 months or a year or something like that. Without the title. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's what gets him over as a babyface. We don't know. But Cody needs the coronation, I think. We'll see.
But breaking Hogan's record isn't money.
But okay, dude. You can sell T-shirts. You can sell T-shirts for anything. They can sell T-shirts for a design that they come up with now. The T-shirts for him breaking Hogan's record is no different than anything else. It doesn't matter.
He already broke Hogan's record. He breaks Hogan's record on Sunday night. The record that matters. 9-time main eventer. And then when he main events next year, he'll be a 10. Imagine those fucking T-shirts. 10-time main event, like WrestleMania main eventer. Wow. Pat's right. He deserves time to go away. Spend some time with his family. Let Cody run the company. Let Cody be the guy. Cody and Drew. You know what I mean? Like, let him do that. Cody's not going to be champion until next year at WrestleMania. They're not going to do that again. He'll probably drop the strap to somebody. I don't know if it'll last long. Last long, but you know what? He deserves a fucking chance in terms of what they've produced with him, right? Like you've brought up Dusty a lot. Dusty didn't hold the title for a long time. Nah, but he doesn't have to be like Dusty. He's a different thing than Dusty. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He's a different thing than Dusty. Roman retaining the title also doesn't hurt. Here's the best part about all of this that we're not talking about. They got us thinking. Yeah, man. They got us. They got us thinking, and that's when wrestling is the best. Yeah, absolutely. Wrestling has you guessing. When wrestling has you thinking. But I'm still gonna go with Cody Rhodes. I think everybody's gonna come back to bite Roman in the ass, and I think Steve or John or both will be involved in that main event. And I think if there's going to be a betrayal, if Roman's going to turn his back on The Rock, it's probably going to happen on the Raw after Mania. Fair enough. Don't also forget that there's another member. There's another very close person to Cody that's performing on the same night. So, like, Randy could help Cody win too. Here's a shot in the dark, right? Fucking absolute, anything can happen, right? Dustin. That would be amazing. If Dustin comes
on the contract.
I'm just saying, stranger things have happened in wrestling.
No,
anything could happen in wrestling, man. Come on.
Right. I would love.
Yo, kicks fucking that. Roman in the nuts in the corner.
Oh,
my
fucking
God.
pop for that.
Shattered
Yo.
Dreams, bro.
In Philadelphia,
amazing.
in Marktown, I think people lose their minds. We'll see. Guys, it's going to be an historic WrestleMania, the 40th edition of WrestleMania this Saturday and Sunday. Start time at 7 p.m. on Peacock. Get your liquor, get your food, get ready. A lot of house parties for those that can't afford. And by the way, guys, just to sort of put this out there, I mean,
I will liquor.
You know, be it far from me to complain about anything, but man, these ticket prices in Philadelphia, man, for this Mania weekend, my goodness. Just looking at the numbers today, the cheapest ticket for Saturday, the cheapest ticket for Saturday is $505, and the cheapest ticket for Sunday night is $685. According,
it's Joe Biden's WrestleMania.
It's a tough economy. I can tell you. But for those that again, it's a smaller building. It's about 66 and change in that building. It's not like Dallas or Levi's where it's like really big capacity. Listen,
Wembley.
No. What I'm saying in North America, in the sense of recent WrestleMania.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out. Obviously, great WrestleMania weekend. Stand and Deliver during the day, Saturday. Obviously, great NXT show.
Still no Edward James Olmos.
Yeah, I know, right? The Hall of Fame on Friday night, preceded by the Andre the Giant Memorial Invitational Battle Royal. A lot of good stuff.
Over the top.
That's a good Sylvester Stallone movie.
It's the Andre the Giant Over the Top Invitational Memorial Battle Royal.
That's right. And it's a great WrestleMania weekend. Again, for someone that remembers WrestleMania 1 in Madison Square Garden, to see it 40 years later is
viejito.
It's amazing to see this. And again, as a devoted pro wrestling, as a mark, I mean, and I'm proud of it. It's gonna be a historic weekend, guys, for sure. We'll see. Guys, before we call it a night here, on this day in pro wrestling history, the 3rd of April, going back to 1993. Again, we talked about it off the air real quick. The Rock, Don Morocco, defeated the Sandman in Radnor, Pennsylvania, wherever that fucking shithole is. Radnor, excuse me.
Fuck Pennsylvania.
To what's that?
Shots fired! Shots fired!
To win the ECW championship from the Sandman. Great win there. In 1995, on a Monday night taping of Monday Night Raw, Alundra Blaze, WWE Hall of Famer, obviously, would go on to defeat potential and a Hall of Famer this weekend, Bull Nakano.
Surprise, motherfucker.
It's in 1999, ECW CyberSlam pay-per-view took place at the ECW Arena in Philadelphia. In the main event, Mr. Mustafa and the Dudley Boys defeated Axel Rotten, Balls Mahoney, and New Jack in an Ultimate Jeopardy steel cage match. Go watch that match on Peacock in the ECW archives. Really good match. In 2000, on this day, the night after WrestleMania 2000, two titles changed hands on Raw in Los Angeles as Eddie Guerrero, with the help of China, defeated Chris Jericho to win the coveted European Championship.
With the help of who?
China. Also,
China.
Crash Holly won back the Hardcore Championship from his storyline cousin, Hardcore Holly. Also, in 2000, ahead of a planned company-wide reboot the following week, WCW elected to run a best of, which as if there was such a thing, a best of show concerning Monday Nitro's time slot rather than a regular edition of the show. Thank the Lord. In 2000, in 2001, at a SmackDown taping in Oklahoma City, Triple H defeated Chris Jericho to win the coveted Intercontinental Championship. And in 2005, WrestleMania 21 took place from the Staples Center. Los Angeles.
Favorite WrestleMania ever.
A lot of great wins. Obviously, the start of the John Cena era, as he would defeat John Bradshaw Layfield.
Underrated match.
Very underrated match. To win the WWE Championship. And in the other main event for the evening, Batista won the World Heavyweight Championship from fellow Evolution member Triple H. And also in 2011, WrestleMania 27 took place at the Georgia Dome in Atlanta. Obviously, we know the main event the main attraction was The Rock's return to WWE as the host. Obviously, The Miz would go on to defeat John Cena with some help from the Great One during that match. And also coming up, unfortunately, in 2012, WWE Hall of Famer Chief Jay Strongbow passed away at the age of 84. In 2016, WrestleMania 32 took place from AT&T Stadium in beautiful Dallas, Texas. One of the great main events, Roman Reigns would defeat Triple H to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. And also interesting, in 2018, the WWE taped the final of their Mixed Match Challenge tournament as The Miz and Asuka defeated Charlotte Flair and the glorious Bobby Roode. All this, folks, on the 3rd of April in pro wrestling history.
You just forgot about my all-time favorite WrestleMania moment.
What was that?
1 year ago tonight, Cody Rhodes lost to Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania 39.
There you go. Okay.
That was my all-time favorite moment.
We will see if he avenges that loss this Sunday, guys. But, guys, again, all that good stuff on this day. Guys, take us home here. What we got?
Oh, man, I'm just excited to be at WrestleMania this weekend. I'm sorry, Fernando. I thought you were going to be there with me. I'm taking Arthur. It's his birthday this weekend. He turns 8 on Saturday.
God bless him. Okay.
So, it's going to be very exciting. I'm a little annoyed
sneeze.
that I didn't. What, I'm going to sneeze?
No, he didn't sneeze, Fernando.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm really annoyed because Arthur really loves The Rock, and The Rock is actually going to be at WWE World tomorrow. But the tickets are too expensive, so can't do that. But, definitely excited. Not doing any. I don't believe we're doing any shows. I'll try to do a show with Tyler. I don't know where he's at though. He's like always MIA.
He's in the chat. He's definitely in the chat.
He's the Canadian Fernando. He's just like he's MIA.
Wow.
Mach, listen, make sure you get a tetanus shot at urgent care Monday after being in Philadelphia. That's how I always feel when I go to Philadelphia every year.
I took my son to that stadium when he was 3 months old to go see Guns N' Roses. So, we survived. We survived.
Good stuff. Pat, what you got for us as we close it out?
I have nothing for you. Love you. Yo, that's all I got to say. Thank you to everybody who's been watching this show for a very long time. And everybody that's been tuning in since day one, because this is some day one-ish. And Fernando, thank you, man, for asking me to do this show and talk about wrestling and all that jazz. I'm really looking forward to stepping away from this stuff. But thank you, man, for getting me into the show. I think it's been amazing from day one. All of the wonderful things that you've done and everybody else has done and everybody else has said, and gosh darn it, I'm just so grateful for everything that everybody's done. So thank you, everyone.
Guys, mark it on your calendars. Next Wednesday will be the final episode for New Jersey's premier wrestling analyst, my favorite Puerto Rican and vegan, Patty Rican.
I'm putting on the salmon blazer, man. I'm coming to the show, and it's going to be great.
Guys, you definitely want to tune in for next week here. The final episode for Patty Rican here on Working the Marks. And folks, he is Pennsylvania's premier wrestling analyst and a jack of all trades, if not a jack off sometimes, who knows. Macho Rodriguez, we love you. Best of luck this weekend. Stay safe in Philadelphia, brother. Please. It's a shithole in North America. Please be careful. Okay?
Yeah.
Of course, he is New Jersey's premier wrestling analyst. And of course, my favorite Puerto Rican, as I say, Patty Rican. Folks, I am New Jersey's premier journalist and your favorite conservative out there in the pro wrestling community. Folks, sharing is caring. Click that share button on there. And next week for the final episode for Patty Rican here on Working the Marks via Famcast Media. Shout out to D. Rotten, our Western Hudson County resident there in the Abyss, known as Harrison, New Jersey. Folks, if we're talking wrestling, guess what we're doing? We're always working the marks here on Famcast Media. Have a great night, everyone.
Famcast Media.